Hello, everyone. Welcome to my craft room. Tonight, we are going to do a super cool fun fold that I saw Susan Campfield do. And then at our team meeting a couple of weeks ago, one of our team members, Janet, shared how to make it. And I love it. So I figured, let's do it tonight. So I'm just going to pop over to Facebook, make sure it's streaming over there in my VIP group. My name is Glenda Mollet, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from the west coast of Vancouver Island, British Columbia, Canada. And right now we have rain and more rain, and it's supposed to snow tonight. There we are. Okay, let's see. I've been away, so I'm not sure that people are going to remember that it's Thursday. Thursday thoughts, time for the fun fold of the week. Hi, Connie. So can you hear me okay, Connie? Can you just let me know? Because I had a little bit of issues before I started. If you are joining me on the replay, thank you so much for joining me. If you're joining me live, oh, good, Connie, thank you. I'm excited because it's been a long time since I did some stamping with you. Well, I did stamping with you last night, but it was paper pumpkin, so. Oh, Tracy has lots of snow. Hi, Connie and Carmen and Tracy and everybody else that's joining us. Okay, so this is a pop-out slider card. I got it originally, Janet showed me a card that she made and told me who originally made the template. So then I had to go and find, it was Susan Campfield. So I had to go and find it so I could figure out how to do it. And then Janet showed our team last week how to do it. And so hopefully I'm going to get this right. So this is the template I made. So I started doing these a few months ago, just making templates for my fun folds. And then I popped them into a plastic envelope with the name on it. And then I store it in a box. And when I want a fun fold, then I just go through it till I find the one I'm looking for. So this is how this one works. So you could see the inside mechanism and how it works. Pardon me, I'm still not feeling 100%. I don't know what's going on with my sinuses, but they're giving me grief. So I posted the recipe of what I'm going to be using tonight, and I've got a couple of extra ones to show you as well. So when I make a template, I put it together, and then I write on it the sizes and where to score them and what the name of it is. And then this one, you have to attach A to B first, and then attach B to the base second, and then attach C third. And if you remember to do it in that order, then you're going to get it right. So I also have these pieces. So this, let me get out my recipe here so I can tell you the sizes of this. Where is everybody tonight? My gosh, it's awfully quiet out there. Okay, so this piece, the card base is 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5.5. Then you have a piece that is 9 3/4 by 1.5, and it is scored at 3/4. Oh, wait, sorry, this way. It goes this way around. Scored at 3/4, 5.5, or sorry, don't write any of that down. Let's start all over again. 1, 2, 3, here we go. 9 3/4 by 1.5, scored at 3/4, 5 1/4, 7, 7.5, and 9 1/4. And then there's a piece that is Wait, I gotta find it. Where did it go? 2 by 5 1/4. This is scored at 1/2 and 4 3/4. So 2 inches by 5 1/4 inches, scored at 1/2 an inch, and then 4 3/4. And these 2 pieces make up the main mechanism for the inside. So this is the 2 by 5 1/4 piece, and this is the 9 3/4 by 1 1/2 piece. And I'll show you how to put it together. Okay, so how are you guys out there? Did you have a good week? Today's Thursday, right? Yes, it's Thursday. And the week is almost over. Tomorrow I have to do a road trip first thing in the morning. Hey, Pat. Okay, so I'm going to make a custom envelope too because, you know, the catalog's retiring. The retiring list comes out next Wednesday. And I've got a lot of designer paper to use up, so I'm starting to make custom envelopes. So I'm going to use Playing in the Rain to do this one. And I've cut out, I've already pre-done all this stuff. I cut out a bunny, and then I have part of a, oh my gosh, turtle, and part of a fox, and those will be for the inside. And then I circle cut a bunch of flowers. I have a bridge. I have 2 grasses, one going each way. Then I have a big circle and a little circle, and then there's the pond that comes out from underneath this guy. So on the designer paper, the pond is attached to the fox. When you die cut it, it cuts off that pond, but I like the pond, so I'm going to put him back into his pond again. Hi, Debbie. Oh, Carmen had not too bad of a week. Okay, so this is the first one I made. This uses the Share A Milkshake bundle, and I think this was one of Susan's. I did a bit of changes to it, but I think she used this one as one of hers. So you open it up, and there's the slider on the inside. So if you look at it this way, there's the mechanism hiding underneath there, and you can watch it close like that. And then this pop-out piece lays flat, like it doesn't move. When you close it, it stays the same. And then over here is where you would do your writing and stuff. I like this bundle. I wasn't going to get this bundle, but my friend Leanne talked me into it. So puddle? Oh, did I not say puddle? Uh-oh. My brain's not working very well. And then I made an envelope for this one. So that's one of them. And I've got 2 more, and I'll show you at the end. So I have... Did I not say puddle, Tracy? What did I say? I'm afraid now to think of what I said. Okay, so I'm going to do the mechanism in Mango Melody. So I have my 5 1/4 by 2, and I haven't scored it yet. So is anybody out there crafting along with me? I said pond. Oh, that's funny. Well, it's kind of a little pond, right? Oh my God. Okay, so this one is 9 3/4 by 1 1/2, and I only scored it here because I needed to fold it to get into my package. So we're going to score those together. So anybody out there going to craft along with me, we'll score those together. And then I have some designer paper for the front. And I prepped this so long ago, I don't remember what my thoughts were for this, except that that's probably the front. And then this will be the inside for the writing part. And then this will be the pop-up part underneath and then we've got some stuff that we can decorate it with, and then we'll add some bling at the end. Okay. So if you are crafting along with me, get out your piece that is 9 3/4 by 1 1/2. This stupid head sinus cold thing I have, I tell you, it has hung on. This is week 3. I don't know what it is. I don't have a clue. Okay, so I'm getting my scoreboard. So if you have the paper trimmer, you have the Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer, it does have a score blade on it, and you can use this. I tend to not use that, and I'll tell you why. Because this is much more accurate, especially if you're making 3D items and you need them scored in specific spots, because when you're using the paper trimmer, you can put your cardstock in here and line it up, and it says it's at 4, but you could be just under the line or you could be just over the line, and that can make a 1/16 of an inch difference. And when you're doing 3D items and things that have mechanisms in them, you need it to be precise. So that's why I like my score tool. Okay, so this is 9 3/4 by 1 1/2, and I just got to get the right way. There we go. Okay, so I've scored it at 5 1/4 already, just because I needed to fold it. So you start at 3/4 of an inch, score it. Then you score it at 5 1/4. And then you're going to score at 7, and then 7 1/2, and 9 1/4. So 3/4, 5 1/4, 7, 7 1/2, and 9 1/4. Put that to the side and get out your 2 by 5 1/4 inch piece. And this one you're going to score at 1/2 inch on one end. And you can just turn it around and do 1/2 inch on the other side as well, or you can leave it here and do it at 4 3/4. As long as you have a 1/2 inch on either side, like that. That's it. That's all the scoring you need to do. Well, except for your card base, and hopefully you've got that scored already. And fold it in half at 5 1/2. All right. So now you take your pieces that you've scored, and we're going to burnish the score lines. And make sure when you do that you're lining your edges up so your score lines are nice and straight. So there's that piece. Now this one, let's get out my little cheat sheet piece here. This tells me which way to score things. Okay, so there's the 3/4 of an inch, and there's the 3/4 of an inch. So I've got my score lines lined up. So the first one, you're going to fold up. So that is a valley. And burnish that. Oh, except that it's crooked. Hang on. You got to make sure that they're straight. Otherwise, your mechanism's not going to work properly. There we go. Let's make sure that your edges line up. So that one folds back like that. And then this one folds this way so that you have a valley. So we have a mountain and a valley. And then you have 2 more mountains. So I'm just going to fold that over, make sure it's lined up. 1 mountain and another mountain. And then your final one is also a mountain. Is anybody out there crafting with me? I know if you're catching the replay, you can pause it and carry on. But if I'm going too fast, then you need to tell me if you're crafting with me. now we need to put some adhesive. So I'm going to grab my tear and tape. And we'll flip this over like this. And this is the wrong side. So we're going to put tape on this end like that. Carmen's not crafting. You just enjoying? Okay. Now I'm just going to cut that off. I know you can take the liner off and fold it over and whatever, but just because I'm doing this slowly, I'll just cut that extra piece off. Okay, so then flip it over and you want to put it in between those two pieces. That's where your center mechanism is going to sit up on that. Oh, Tracy's making swaps. Okay. Put right down between those and that 1/2 inch in between. Oops, you're not seeing it right there. Let's just cut that off. Come on, get off me. And then one more piece right on the very end. There we go. Now, take your bone folder and burnish them because that helps you get the liner off when you're ready to. So I'll just flip that over, burnish those two. Okay, so we got that all done. Now, for this one, you need to put tape on both ends. One there. And I'm using tear and tape because it's got a little bit more gripability. So it kind of, when you have the extra pressure on the mechanism when it's sliding all over the place, then it works better. Okay, so now my notes. Oh, Carmen, recycling your personal papers. Oh my goodness, good luck. Okay, so attached A first. So we get this piece out. Oops, it's upside down. A, so that's A. A gets attached first, and it's going to go on here. Now you want it kind of centered. It doesn't have to be exactly centered, but centered-ish. So we're going to put that on there. So this is the 5 1/4 by 2 inch piece, and this is the 9 3/4 by 1 1/2 inch piece. And I'm putting A on, which is the one that's closest to that center there. So you just take your liner off, fold this back and hold it and line it up, line the fold up with the edge of that cardstock somewhere centered-ish. Doesn't have to be exact, but it does have to be like right on the edge like that. There. Okay, now you take this, you fold it in half. This is the 5 1/4 inch score line. So you're going to fold that in half like this. So now we have a T. Hi, Wendy. Okay, so I've attached A to B, folded it back, then you fold this underneath because this is going to get attached on each end to your card, and this is the folding, this is the mechanism that needs to move. So you can't put any adhesive on there. Now, get my card base. And this, you have to hold your breath and do it so that this has to be attached to that so that this can get attached there. So you want this to be flat like that. So I've got my tape facing up, and then you lay that down flat like this. Make sure it's nice and flat. Otherwise, your card won't fold flat. And then you move this over until it's just slightly right of that fold. And then holding that kind of loosely in place, then you're going to move it up and down and center it this way so that that fold lines up with the edge of your cardstock, and this fold ends up with this edge of your cardstock. Okay, so when we attach it, it's going to move and go like this. Valerie, better late than never. How do I get square tears? I have a tape dispenser, but let me just show you really quick what I have seen some demonstrators do. Okay, let me take my tear and tape out of the tape dispenser, and then they put it on their wrist like this, and then you put it on where you want it. So I'm putting it on my paper, and then you take a little ruler like this and you tear it like that. And I don't know if you could see it, it's white on white, but you get a nice straight edge when you do that. Well, you know, it's one of those I'm full of useless information things. Okay, back to the regularly scheduled program. I'm centering this up and down there. Then I'm going to make sure that lays flat. Move it over to where it's just to the right of that fold, like that. Then I'm going to take the tear and tape liner off, maybe if it cooperates, like that, and then fold that back and attach it, and then do the same thing to the other one. Paper pumpkin stamp block works well too, Connie, because that one has the square edges on it, and Connie or Wendy uses scissors. Yep, scissors work too, but if you don't have scissors, there we go. So I've got this attached at the top and the bottom, and so now this is free flowing. See how this is going to work? So you lay it down flat. Just make sure, this is the really important part, that you lay it down flat, because if you don't, when it comes time to close your card, when you're done, it won't close flat. So close it or lay this down flat. Take these liners. Come on. Take those liners off. Now, while holding that down flat, just close your card. And there we are. There's the mechanism. That's the whole premise of the card right there. That's it. Okay, so now let's see what like I said, I prepped this so long ago, I don't know what it's going to look like when it's done. I do know that this is going on the front though. So let's get some adhesive on that. So you guys ready for the big announcement next week? Demonstrators get access to the new catalog on the 29th of March. That's Wednesday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So just telling you that if you try to get a hold of me between 1 and 3 on Wednesday afternoon, you may have a bit of a wait, because I will be perusing. Oops, That's not work. That's not centered. I will be perusing the new catalog. And along with that, we're going to get the announcement about the color refresh. So we'll know what colors are staying, what colors are coming back, what colors are going away. So what's going to happen is colors that are popular will stay. Colors that are not popular will be going away. Colors that have been popular in the past but were in colors will be coming back, and that it will be replacing the ones that they remove. And then, of course, we're going to get 5 brand new in colors. So I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so this one, not that piece, these pieces. I'm going to attach these two because this is the inside popping up part. Now, this popping up part, you can do anything in there. I'll show you a couple of other ideas when I show you my other samples at the end. Okay, so what I thought I would do is put this turtle here and put the fox there. On the inside. Now, did I want the bridge on the front or did I? So tell me, should I put the bridge inside or should I put the bridge on the front? Because I could do something like that on the inside, or we have Mr. Rabbit and his pond puddle. Pond puddle. Get it? Pond puddle. He's going to be jumping and his pond puddle's going to go there. And this is for the sentiment. So that's going to go kind of over here as a sentiment. Okay. So tell me, I don't remember where I was going to put this. That. No, I think it'll go inside. I think that's going to look a little on the funny side. We put that. Unless go this way and put it here like that. And then put, where'd Mr. Rabbit go? Oh, he's upside down. On the front. Can have Mr. Rabbit on there. On here. On his little puddle pond. Or put that over there. Put Mr. Rabbit on there. Put the fence on the front. And add some grass. No, I'm thinking I like it on the inside. What do you think? I'm going to get my temporary tape and we'll temporarily put this on here and see what it's going to look like. See, I have time to play around tonight because I die cut all this stuff first. So these are from the designer paper, and the Playing in the Rain dies cut it out. Oh, I just dropped my puddle pond. So I don't have to color or anything because they're already done. I dropped my pond. Inside. Yeah, I'm thinking inside too. Let's just have a look here. Pop that underneath both of them. Oh, I hope I can breathe one day soon. All right, what do you think? That could be the inside. Like that? I think that looks cute. Yeah, okay. Get some glue on the bridge. Maybe, if I can get it to work. Come on, Mr. Glue. You worked for me this afternoon. I was playing with the rhino set this afternoon. I had so much fun. I did a new fun fold. So that's coming in May. Because May's going to be a little bit awkward trying to figure out what to do. Oh, apparently it's empty. Ah, that's why it's not coming out. Hang on, I got to get another one. Tends to not come up out if there's no glue in there. All right, this should work. Oh, look at that, how lovely it flows when there's actually glue in it. So I'll show you the rhino bundle in a sec here. It is beyond cute. With the catalog retiring, the annual catalog and the mini catalog both retiring basically on the same day, I was in a quandary of what to do because I don't want to do a class with something that's going to be retired or retiring. Oops, shoot. By then it would have retired already by the time the May class rolls around. So I decided that I would do another one of the online exclusives. And so I ordered the rhinos, and they landed in Richmond. They came through the border. They landed in Richmond, and then they did a circle for 5 days. I don't know what UPS was doing with my rhinoceroses, but every day they would get scanned, and they would go scanned into the warehouse, and then the next day it would say scanned into the warehouse. So they were just doing a big loop over there. And of course, I wanted them before I went away so that I could play with them, but it didn't happen. So they arrived. We left Wednesday to go north, and they arrived at my house on Friday. So I joked with a friend that maybe it was Canada Customs was upset because, we were importing exotic animals. Oh, maybe they were playing with them, Carmen. That's a good one too. Yeah. Have I told you guys the story? I must have. The story about when I first started doing this, back in 2007 or 2008. I had an order that arrived in Richmond back then and just sat there, never went anywhere. So back then you could get a hold of customs people, and I contacted them and I said, like, what is going on with my order? Why is it still sitting? It's been there for 5 days. What is going on? And she said to me, Madam, you cannot import chocolate chips and pumpkin pies. I said, excuse me? Oh, God. I laughed. I said, well, ma'am, with all due respect, could you finish reading the rest of that sentence and maybe you'll realize that it's pumpkin pie and chocolate chip cardstock. It's not actually pumpkin pies and chocolate chips. So my order, needless to say, was soon on its way to my house. And I vividly remember this because I was on my way out to Tofino. Ted was out there working, and I was going out for the weekend because at that point I was still working for somebody else. And I was having this conversation with her as I drove to Tofino, and I had to stop because I was going to run out of signal, and I had to get this sorted before I ran out of signal. 20 days to get your March 1st order? Oh my gosh, Debbie. That's awful. There's the inside. I love it. It's cute. Okay, let's do that. Let's do the front. Let's work on the front. What do we got left? We got this circle. I'm going to put this guy up on dimensionals because he needs some dimensionals. Where's my pokey tool? Hello, pokey tool. We'll just put a bunch of baby dimensionals on here. I don't know what happens with these customs peoples. Do they not understand how important this stuff is? It's like Christmas. Every day my UPS guy comes, it's like Christmas. So I really needed that order to arrive. There we go. Okay, so that's up on, that'll be flat. This will be up on dimensional. And then we'll put the puddle underneath him and we'll put that flat. So let's put some glue on that. Get that going. This will be, I'll put the bunny on and then I'll slip this underneath him after we get it on. It works better that way. Okay, now I have these. Should we just, I'm going to put the sentiment on that, I think. I have a piece of white for a sentiment, but I think maybe we'll put something here on the sentiment. So tell me what I should be doing with these. Maybe I shouldn't be using them. Maybe I could put them on the inside. So this is the piece that's going to be for the writing. So I could put, if I put one there and then cut it, and put one there and then cut it. I think that's what I'll do with those. But I thought I had 3 of them. Oh yeah, I do. So maybe one on there. What do you think? Should we do that for the inside for this part? And then this one, we'll put him on there, have some flowers and his puddle underneath, and then a sentiment up here. Okay, let's find a sentiment to use. Oh, happy day. You guys still out there? What color do I want it to be? Flirty flamingo. So when the new catalog comes out with all the new in color or the new colors, I'm going to have my usual in color club. So that'll be 5 colors, 5 months, 5 people. Oh well. And each month, one of the club members is going to be hostess. Oh, look, I wrote myself a note. Can you read that? Sponge balmy blue on here. Oh, did Dave laugh, Val? All right, I have to find. Apparently, I wanted to make this kind of balmy blue. So, get out my brush. Okay, so back to the in color club. It's a good way, if you want all the new in colors, it's a good way to get them on a budget. So each month you will get a different color, and you will get the ink pad and the re-inker, marker, blends, embellishment, paper, ribbon, whatever it comes with, whatever is in that color. and then 2 cards that use that color, and we'll craft together either in person or virtually, or you can do them with the video tutorials. So if you are interested in that, let me know. There's 5 spots and 3 are spoken for. So first come, first serve with the next 2. If there's enough interest, I can start a second one. Oh, that looks better. It's not as brilliant white. All right. And we'll put the dimensional dude on here, right about there-ish. This will go over here on dimensionals. Let's just put a couple of big ones on there. As soon as I got them right here, might as well use them. And put that there, like that. Now the puddle. I don't know what the In Color Club is going to be because I don't know what's going to be involved, but it's a flat rate each month. So I figure out everything that I want to include in the club, and then I divide it by 5, and you pay a flat rate each month, and the stuff ships right from Stamping Up to you. And then I mail you out the card kits and stuff. So I think it was 75-ish maybe last year, or maybe it was not 75 plus shipping. And you pay that each month. You can pay it all at once, or you can pay it each month. It's up to you which way you want to do it. Now, shall I put those flowers on there? I think so. I think that would be cute. Okay. So while you decide, should I put the flowers on there like that? I'll put the inside together. So tell me, should the flowers look okay there or not? Now, this one, I'm going to put these on here. Oops. So I'm not going to know how much the club is until I get the catalogs and know exactly what's going to be in it, what the prices are. But it will be whatever the cost of the product is, and then you get the card kits for free. And then I usually give everybody a gift from me as well in there. Okay, I'll get this one on. This is not coming out. It's almost empty and it's not cooperating very well. Put that down there, like that. Okay. Flowers look good, says Valerie. No, said Debbie. And I like the flowers there, says Carmen. So we've got 2-to-1. Now we're just going to cut those off. Oh, that's cute. See, you can make a card and not do any stamping. Let me get this thing straightened out here. There we go. And then we're going to put this onto a piece of Flirty Flamingo cardstock. If I can, I have an issue today getting things centered. Like, what is going on? I've had 3 weeks in March where I have not done any crafting, and apparently it shows. Besides the cards I did today and the paper pumpkin last night, that's it. That's all the crafting I've done. Oh, I helped. Blake and I did some paper pumpkin cards when we were up there. He gets paper pumpkin every month. He absolutely loves it. And he usually saves some to do for when I get up there. And that's him and I go into his bedroom and shut the door, and Maggie's not allowed in, and Mommy and Daddy are not allowed in. It's Blake and Nene time. And we create paper pumpkins. This year, we made Christmas cards. I said, how come we're doing Christmas cards, dude? Well, so they're ready for next year, Nene. Then I don't have to worry about them. Okie dokie, dude. All right, so there's the inside. Now, this piece is going to go on here like this. So where's the stamp set? Let's put the sentiment on there. What do you think? Should we stamp it and then cut it out? And I'm not going to use Flirty Flamingo in there. I think I need black. Valerie, you have been making cards like a mad woman. That's nice that you can do that. I'm home now, so things are happening. I have to get everything done because when I can do my pre-order with the new stuff, I'm going to be playing with the new stuff when it arrives. Okay, let's just give this a bit of a trim here. Oops. I just have to put a little bit of temporary tape on here because otherwise it moves when I take my fingers away. So we'll just put that right there. Give that a little cut-a-poo. Turn it around. And I'm going to cut that right there. Oh yeah, how about if we do it straight? That might help. Good Lord. Not only can I not center something, but I can't cut it straight either. Look at that. Up there a little bit more. There we go. Okay. Still not straight. Still not straight. There we are. So, if you're like me and like all this new stuff and want to get your hands on it soon, then get the starter kit. Because starting the 4th of April, you can order new stuff in your starter kit. Yes, you can. That's a whole month earlier than people that are not demonstrators. This is so crooked. Good gosh. Okay, a couple of dimensionals. Oh, wait a minute. It's inside. Maybe it needs to be flat. Yep, it needs to be flat. Otherwise, it isn't going to work. So yesterday was James's birthday. It's our oldest grandson. He turned 15 yesterday. How did that happen? He was so excited. Daddy took him for a driving lesson yesterday. Then we were out there for dinner, and we're all sitting around after dinner. The kids are outside playing basketball or going to go outside to play basketball. And he comes up, he goes, Grandma, can I have the key to your car? I have to move it out of the way. It's like, you're 15, you're asking me for the key to my car? Okay, so now this has to go on there, but you can put it on there. How can I explain this? You can't just put it on there and push because there's nothing to support that. So you kind of have to, I have to stand up for this. So I can sort of get it centered like that. And then I take my this thing, bone folder, put it underneath and push down just so that I have some. Like that. Make sure it's attached. And there we go. So now when I close that, this doesn't move. You have to be careful that you don't put it over here too far because you don't want it to stick out. See, it does move a bit and you don't want it to stick out past the edge of your card. Okay, now I can find the other flowers. What did I do with them? Anybody see where those other flowers went? Uh-oh. Aha! Look where my flowers are. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's pop these up. Where are my baby dimensionals? We'll just pop these flowers up and then we're done the card. And I will show you, I have 2, 3 more, I think, to share with you. And then I have a draw. I'm going to do the Share It Saturday draw from, maybe I am, because I've lost that list too. Share It Saturday draw from March the 11th. Then I don't have 2 to do on Monday. And if you're part of my team, right after this, I'm going to go live in my team group and draw for the prize for the fun fold, this fun fold that we did with Janet on March the 5th. Was it March the 5th? No, the 12th. On March the 12th, Janet shared how to make this card, and then I have a challenge for my team to make the card and post their finished ones on the thread where I showed mine. And then I'm going to draw for a package of By the Bay designer paper. So if you're part of my team, you made the card and you haven't posted it yet, get over to the team page right now and post your card in there so you get included in the draw. So that'll be after I'm done here. Aw, thanks, Debbie. Yes, it's not a difficult card, but you have to do it in the order, like you have to attach A, B, and then C. Okay, so let's get the envelope done. And I've done these envelopes many, many times. 6 by 12 designer paper. It is a fabulous way to use up your designer paper. 6 by 12, scored on each side this way at 3/4 of an inch. And then you flip it and you score it at 4 1/4 and 10. And then you cut off the edge flaps. Cut off edge, that one, and this one. That's all there is to the envelope. And then you put adhesive on both edges of this flap here. Don't put it on here because this doesn't go all the way up, and so you don't want adhesive up here. So fold those in and hold them and close that up. And there we have our custom envelope. And it used up a lovely sheet of that designer paper. Yay. Okay, so here's the one we made tonight with the Playing in the Rain bundle and Rainy Day designer paper. Is that what it's called? I think so. And this is in the mini catalog, and 99.9% sure the designer paper will retire. And I'm thinking this is going to go, this bundle is going to go too. So if you don't have this one and you want it, get it now before the 29th. Then you open it up and here's the inside. And there's a look at the mechanism. So that's one. This one I've showed you already. This is the Share A Milkshake, also in the mini catalog, probably going to retire. There's the inside of that one, and there's that mechanism. So this one I made it a little bit smaller on the inside. And then I made one out of the two-tone floral. And I used some of the fine shimmer paper. Orchid Oasis. I keep saying Orchid Opulence because we used to have that. And Fresh Freesia. So Fresh Freesia is an in color, and those in colors are retiring. This one, the Orchid Oasis, is current, so it's not retiring. And then you open, oh, apparently mine let go. You open it up. Well, I did not get this on here properly. So let's let me pop it on there again. That's what happens when you don't use tear and tape. So there's the inside. So there's the part that you can write on. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Uh-oh, I'm going to have to, I didn't put the strips of designer paper here. So you can cover that up if you want. So the other ones I did. See, they've got a strip of designer paper at the top and the bottom. And there's the mechanism for that one. And there's the envelope. And then this is the one I made during our team meeting. And I used Cottage Rose for this one. And Janet gave me this idea. This is what she did. She had designer paper. And then this is the Irresistible Blooms dies. And then this one has a really small flower on the inside so that you can see more. So there's the part where you write. And then this one, I decided I wanted this smaller so that I could have designer paper totally in the background. And I added not only designer paper on this one, but I added a strip of cardstock as well. So it kind of covers up that mechanism on the inside. See this one, you see the whole thing on the top and the bottom. And this one, it's all covered up. But they all work in the same way. They all have the same mechanism on the inside. And then I did a custom envelope for that as well. This is the, whatever designer paper this is, Abigail Rose designer paper. All right, so those are the cards. That's how to make this amazing, amazing card. There we go. All right, let me get stuff off of my computer here. Don't forget, there's still a couple of days left to register for my Irresistible Blooms class. April 1st is the deadline. So you've got, what's today? Today is the 24th. No, 23rd. So you got another week yet. And then I'm going to start prepping. So I'm going to take my, hang on, I got to flip this around. I don't want to make you sick. Because I'm going to do the draw now. So I'm going to take that down. And then I'm going to go to my wheel of names. Oops, wait, sorry. Take that back up. Go to my wheel of names. There we go. So Share It Saturday for March the 11th. There's the heading. I'm going to delete that. And then I'll delete the row it's on. And then I'm going to shuffle once, twice, and the winner of the, where's my list so I can write this down? Really? How do I lose this stuff? There it is. Found it. Okay, so the winner of the March 11th Share It Saturday is, a drum roll, please. Thank you to everybody who shared their gorgeous card. And the winner is, oh, so close, Connie. Congratulations, Connie. You are the winner again. I just mailed cards off to Connie. And I'm going to be mailing her another one. Yay! Congratulations, Connie. Yes, Valerie, you are registered for the Blooms class. But we're doing it in Powell River. That's what we're going to do when I come over on the 23rd of April. We're going to do the Blooms, Irresistible Blooms. Yes. And I had your stuff shipped to you, so you should have it already. All right, ladies, thanks so much for hanging out with me tonight. I have enjoyed stamping with you again. I was going to show you. Let me put this back up here. I have to show you. I'm sorry. This is just super duper cute. So this is the Rhino Ready bundle. Look at these guys. And they have their own little dies. And I'll show you one of the cards. Look. Is that not super cute? I'll be making this one on an upcoming Facebook Live. So that's going to be not that card, but that's the bundle for May. You're very welcome, everybody. Thanks so much. I hope you have an awesome weekend. This weekend, wait a minute. Yes, Sunday is the free-ish, beautifully happy class. So if you're registered for that, I'll see you on Sunday. And if not, I'll see you Monday night at 8 o'clock. Stampin' Smiles. Bye for now.